My name is Maggie Morris, and I'm the owner of PRIM Bookkeeping. I am located in Bridgewater, New Jersey, but serving the entire United States. I provide mostly focus on virtual service. That's why I can help anyone in the States, not only in New Jersey. My mission, my goal is to be an extension of your business and deliver accurate and timely financials to accommodate cash flow, profitability, and growth. As small business owners, we often so busy selling, networking, managing employees, managing jobs and different projects. We wear many hats. Small business owners are my target audience. I love getting involved in the small businesses, in the daily activities and helping owners with their bookkeeping. So being so busy, bookkeeping oftentimes is the last thing we do. After all day, you're tired, you're gonna do it tomorrow, you're gonna do it another day, and we fall behind. I have clients that come to me that with the taxes to do, either for current year or two years past, and they're in a panic, and there's because they never got around to doing the bookkeeping. So either whether you currently you have books that are current, or whether you need that some catch-up work, I can help you with that. My goal is to be your virtual accounting department, right? So because not if you're a solo or you have just one person helping you, we often can't afford to hire someone full-time. So that's where I come in. I consider myself a boutique style company because I like to get to know my clients. I know every single one of them. They often have, which I shouldn't be doing, but they often have my cell phone. And so far, no one has been abusing it, but I like to develop relationships with my clients, and it's important to me. That's where the trust comes in. I have clients, as a small business, sometimes your personal finances with your business are, little intertwined. So it's important to trust the person that handles your finances, because, those a lot of times I'll see a lot of personal stuff. So that's why I really, really focus on the trust and that relationship. And I provide anything. No job is too small. So anything from helping you set up your file to teaching. I do teach sometimes small business owners how to, do it yourself, until, oftentimes you then get too busy, and then I take over to fully managing your books. So anything in between. I have a lot of clients that I do everything, and then the file gets handed over to the CPA. I work with some CPAs, so taking the headache away from you. I work with a variety of industries. I have designers. I have a school. I have gyms, franchises. I have a dental practice. I have a psychologist, IT firm, contractors. So I do have 16 years of experience working within QuickBooks, either online or desktop. I work with a variety of CRM systems, or payment or invoice submission systems. Sometimes I have a few clients that I have access to the CRM, so I really don't need to speak to anyone, really, because with the bank account access and the CRM, I know what's going on. So I'll just send the monthly reports. You can be as involved or as hands-on or removed as you like, and so that's my goal, just to help you do what you do best, and I take care of the back end, the bookkeeping. And this is just some of my services that I provide. Um, you know, the regular bookkeeping with maintaining your bank feeds, your credit card reconciliation. If you take credit cards, the merchant account reconciliation, any loans. Some companies have me do their invoicing on a daily basis, the payables. I also do the either monthly or quarterly sales tax reporting and filing. As far as payroll, I do use an outside service. So every one of my clients that I actually do payroll for, they either use a ADP or Paycheck or Gusto, however, whatever company you're using. And then I will just manage the employee's payroll, enter the payroll on your system, run it, book the journal entries. I do the new employee onboarding or terminations. You know, often if you need your payroll liability reports, I'll do that. I'll onboard your 1099 contractors. I will file the end of the year 1099. So that's as far as payroll, and catch up is like I mentioned before, when you find yourself sometimes, you know, a little backed up and you don't have your financials ready, I will, you know, take your file, match it to your most recent tax return, so everything sort of ties together, and bring your financials up to date. Oh, I am also a notary public. I have some construction companies, big construction company, use the AIA billing format. And so these documents need to be notarized for payment. So I became a notary public just for that reason. And now I offer free notary public services to all my clients. Most don't need anything notarized for billing, but if there is a need, and sometimes we all need your personal stuff notarized. So I figured, why not? I'll just you know, offer that to my clients. So why is bookkeeping important? I think bookkeeping is a foundation. It's a backbone of your business, of every business. Without a solid set of books, you don't know how much income you're making, what your sales are, expenses, what you're spending on wages or subcontractors. So it's really important to keep the accurate data. Now, do you need to spend more money on advertising? How are you doing with that? Do you need to maybe cut costs because you are spending too much and you're not bringing anything home? Important how much we all pay estimated taxes. So that will also, you know, keeping your books accurate and current will help you, you know, with how much you need to keep. And I cannot stress enough how important it is to keep your receipts and your you know, because we a lot of times we think that the bank statement or we also, you know, take our clients out to dinners and we shove that receipt somewhere, and you know, when hopefully never, but if we get audited, it's, you know, you're going to have to provide all those receipts to back up your spending. And so how am I doing on time?
Sorry, I was muted. You have 1.5 minutes left.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to there was a few examples that I have here. So I'm gonna, lack of bookkeeping records loses your deductions. And this is a case that I got from American Association of Professional Bookkeepers. And just like a small business, there was a case that the father and the son own a remodeling business and construction business. They chose to file as an S corp for tax returns, and like, you know, they claim deductions for fuel, repairs, maintenance, and all that fun stuff. And then the IRS denied all the deductions. and it was held for the IRS because they didn't have the proper bookkeeping. The only records they had were the bank statement and the QuickBook records for their expenses, and they also commingle. They use the card for the personal and business card for the business use, and it's important that we keep the mileage log if we're going to deduct that, because, for example, commuting to work, and that is not deductible. The driving between jobs and sites, that would be. So the bank records only prove that, establish that the amounts that they spent, but not the purpose of the mileage, right? For each trip. So the court said it believed the vehicles were used for the trips and the work sites, but without the log, there was no, couldn't be deductible. So they were willing to estimate reasonable fuel costs, but not everything. And there was another, and why can't I? This is a interesting, I'm going to post it so you guys maybe can read it. Another interesting case, a guy that owned a Uber business who got some cars, would lease the cars to the drivers, and then he, didn't keep the records, paid some people in cash, and some people via check, and then he couldn't take advantage of all the deductions after he got the 1099 from Uber. So, and then I think there is another one here about the payroll receipts were insufficient as proof of expenses too. So the bottom line, keep your receipts. It's so easy just to snap it, and you don't have to keep the actual receipts. Just keep a picture of it or something. Create a folder. Make sure you keep all your records just in case, because we don't want to be paying all the fines and the interest if we ever got audited. So I'm gonna if you want to read through these, I'm gonna post it for everybody. And that's that. That's I think I'm at my 10 minutes. Thank you very much for listening. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Maggie, do you have a team or is it just you?
Right now, I'm in the process of hiring help for my virtual clients. I do have some, I have 3 accounts that I go to. So I do it myself, but I'm in the process at the moment of hiring help for my virtual clients. But I do it always goes through me, and I always check everything. So I would always be responsible for anything that my team would do.
As far as when you have clients that come to you, you say the cleanup work, kind of what are your kind of parameters on that, and how do you kind of what do you look for? Do you want to have as far as a good referral for you? Because I tell people just go away. It's a mess. I just be like, yeah, no. So what is your actual kind of what people would you like referred to you when they come to you with a shoebox?
With my shoebox. So for cleanup jobs, it's someone that could be that I could do it virtually, because honestly, it's a long process, and I have to fit that in with all my other clients. So someone that I could convert the shoebox to a virtual receipts, and someone that will use. I can log into your desktop, QuickBooks, but or if someone has a QuickBooks Online account. And then I can, I had a psychologist who was a couple of years back. So then she'll give me her tax return. So and she told me people will hire me clean up 20 and 21. And then I'll do however years back they want me to clean up. It also depends whether they file the taxes or not. And then I'll try to match it to the most recent tax return. And then, so yeah, the ideal client would be a client that I can do it virtually, the big cleanups, because
No, excellent. Great. I'll send them your way.
Thank you.
Because I literally just say, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it's a long process. Yeah, it's
So, excellent.
I have a question, Maggie. Hello?
yes. Hi.
Oh, okay. I thought I lost you. So do you have, when it comes to payroll, because you process payroll as well, right?
Yeah.
Do you have like a maximum amount of employees that you manage when it comes to payroll? How does that work? Like,
No maximum amount, no minimum amount. So we will meet, like, for example, if you need the service, we'll meet, we'll discuss your needs, and then either you not sure if you have already a provider that you use, or we need to choose one. I will go over pros and cons, and I can help you get pricing. And then there is no maximum, there's no minimum. I generally work on the flat fee, monthly flat fee. So you always
oh,
know.
for payroll, it's a flat fee, because I know some people do charge by employee, right?
So certain payroll companies will charge you a month.
Or the payroll company.
Yeah, they'll charge you. Well, some bookkeepers do charge per hour. I don't, because I like to. My clients like to know and budget. So after the initial meeting, I will take a look at your books and what's involved, and I'm able to tell you what it is, right? Some months it'll be more, some months will be less, but at the end of the day, it'll all sort of even out. But your monthly rate stays the same. And then, as far as, any documents that you need, any setups you need with payroll, that I will, I'll help you with anything that you need, and I sort of walk you through it.
So one last question, and you were talking about keeping the receipts, and I'm like, I'm very good with that. So that's something that your clients needs to keep, or is that
Yes.
okay?
So it's important. This is a responsibility for every client. I'm not able, you do the spending, right? So
Right.
I'm not able to, if you want, there is several ways that it can be arranged, where you could drop it in online in the cloud, and then this way I know what you're spending money on when I'm doing your books. So this is something that I generally discuss with the client.
Got it.
During the discovery meeting, and then we'll come up with a plan of how we're going to do things.
Thank you.
Maggie, do you do group rates if you have like more than one business?
What do you mean that you own? So if you own more than one business, then obviously, well, it depends on how much is involved in any business, but yes, I think we can negotiate things.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at the shoebox next to me, and it's got receipts in it, and yeah, it's not a good look. So
it is so important, guys, like to keep your receipts, and no one does. People don't, and and your chances of being audited, I mean, Dennis would know, not that high really, but if you do, you don't want to have to look for things just to prove to the IRS that the deduction you took is actually a real deduction.